you a few weeks ago. I am very sorry that there has been quite a long delay. You know, school started and I'm kind of getting closer to school now. But here I am now. Okay, so you may have seen in the sneak preview the movement controls of the rocket ship. But now I updated it, and today all I'm gonna do is just explain it to you, and you guys can just repeat the video over and just import it, basically. Okay, so as you can see, score 2. That is basically the first thing you saw in the sneak preview, probably. And now we have the rocket ship. Yes, I changed the sprites. I used PICTOBLOX's sprite editor, just the asteroid, I imported it. Okay, it has change X by. Now this big piece of code is kind of weird in the first time. Now it's easier. So now it will say 0, but if I'm holding the right arrow, it will say 1. If I'm holding the left arrow, it will say -1. If you multiply that by 5, it will be negative or positive 5. So that's basically how we get it to move. This is the easiest, not complicated, one block movement. And you can just use a my blocks, but it's going to be a little bit confusing then. Okay, if touching asteroid, stop all. That's it. Since we are using clone factories for the bullet and the asteroid, so they will just get removed. So that's an easy reset. Let's go to the bullet. Okay, the first thing you know is the forever create clone. So this bullet is actually a clone factory. Let's see why. So when green flag clicked, hide, forever, if key space pressed, create a clone of myself, and we have the cooldown. When I start as a clone, you need to show, go to rocket ship, and repeat until touching edge or touching asteroid. Change X by 10, and then delete this clone. It's basic movement. And now we have the asteroid. Kind of funny, yeah, and long. Okay, when green flag clicked, set score to 0. And then you hide it, and then forever, basically another clone factory. And then when it starts as a clone, now this is how sometimes we get them to spawn here, or here, or here. Or like random positions. Pick random, -100 to +100. And the Y 130, because we always need to stay there, so we can get a head start. Show forever. Now here, you could just put the forever, all of this, in a my blocks, but I decided it's just better to show you it, since my blocks are actually used for collision checking, but I figured out this way is kind of easier. So, change X by -5, that's the gravity, making it fall down. And I think some people are wondering, why is it falling down if we're in space? Because basically, it's in higher Earth orbit, so it can still get sucked up or like affected by the gravity, so it keeps falling down. But since our spaceship has a little fire, so it gets pushed up, so it stays at the same X. And maybe later I will add a small like explosion effect to the asteroid whenever, maybe even sound effects, but that's for next video. Okay, if touching edge or it's touching the bullet, then change score by 1, delete this clone. This is basic simulator game. And if Y position of the rocket ship is bigger than its Y position, change score by -1 and then delete. So this is basically when it is under this line, and then the asteroid passes it, you get minus. Let's have a short example. Oh, and if you go to backdrops, you should be able to see when green flag clicked. This is basically just the song until done. Because if you do not until done, it will keep playing the sound, but it can get interrupted. So until it's done, then it will continue the forever. Oh yes, and I added negative scores just to make up competition. And yeah, basically that's it. Thanks all for watching. Hope you had a good day and have a good day.